But when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction. 2 Chronicles 26:16. Strength, success, fame. These are blessings we all desire. But what happens when the blessings of God become the main reason we forget Him? This is the story of King Uzziah, a man who started his journey with God, rose to unmatched greatness, but allowed pride to take the throne of his heart. He built cities, commanded armies, and invented machines ahead of his time. But in a single act of arrogance, he crossed a line God had drawn. In the very moment of his strength, his heart changed. Pride crept in. And what once was a throne of humility became a stage for destruction. How does a man so close to God fall so far? And more importantly, could the same happen to us? Join us as we explore the life of King Uzziah, a story of divine favor, human failure, and a powerful reminder that true strength is found in surrender, because the higher we climb, the more we must kneel. And when we forget the giver, even the greatest gifts can become our ruin. Our story begins in ancient Judah, a time of political instability, a kingdom searching for hope. And into this world steps a boy king. There once lived a young boy named Uzziah. He was just 16 years old when he was crowned king after the death of his father, Amaziah. But unlike many young rulers, Uzziah made a wise decision early in his reign. Uzziah had something rare. He chose to seek the Lord. He aligned himself with a prophetic mentor named Zechariah, who taught him to fear God and honor the law. 2 Chronicles 26:5. As long as he sought the Lord, God made him prosper. He was mentored by Zechariah, a godly prophet who taught him to fear the Lord. And as long as Uzziah sought God, God made him prosper. Under God's blessing, Uzziah became a powerful and prosperous king. He fortified Jerusalem with towers and walls, defended the borders, and launched campaigns against the Philistines and Arabians. He equipped his army with over 300,000 skilled warriors, and he even employed inventors to create weapons and defense machines, catapults, towers, and arrow launchers. He even developed military innovations, machines that could shoot arrows and hurl large stones. Uzziah was also a man of the soil. He loved farming and built reservoirs, planted vineyards, and supported rural agriculture, bringing food, stability, and prosperity to his people. His fame spread far and wide, even to Egypt, because of the strength of his armies and the stability of his reign. He wasn't just a warrior. He was an innovator, a planner, a lover of the land. Truly a blessed king. Imagine that. A teenage king turned into a master builder, a military genius, and a shepherd of the land. But power has a way of changing a man. The same king who once knelt humbly before God began to think he could do anything. One day he entered the temple, not to pray, but to do what only priests were permitted to do. He tried to burn incense on the altar. Only priests, descendants of Aaron, were allowed to do this. But Uzziah, proud and powerful, thought, "Why not me?" This wasn't a small mistake. It was a direct violation of God's law. 80 priests, brave and faithful, confronted the king. They begged him to stop. But Uzziah refused. "It is not for you, Uzziah, to burn incense to the Lord. Leave the sanctuary. You have been unfaithful." Priest was warning him. But Uzziah, now hardened by pride, became furious. He clenched the incense burner in anger, and right there, in the house of the Lord, as he raged against the priests, leprosy broke out on his forehead, a visible, irreversible mark of judgment from God. Narrator. The priests rushed him out, Though he himself was desperate to leave, the king had been struck by the holy justice of the Almighty. 2 Chronicles 26, 19-20. While he was raging at the priests, leprosy broke out on his forehead. They hurried him out. Indeed, he himself was eager to leave. 2 Chronicles 26, 21. King Uzziah had leprosy until the day he died. He lived in a separate house, leprous and excluded from the temple of the Lord. Uzziah lived the rest of his life in isolation, cut off from the temple he once dishonored. His son, Jotham, governed in his place. Though Uzziah had once been a hero, a builder, and a man after God's own guidance, he died a leper and was buried with this label. He is a leper. What a sobering tale. From faithful beginnings to a prideful fall, Uzziah's life teaches us a powerful truth. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs 16:18. Those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Luke 14:11. He started with humility. He was lifted by God. But when pride replaced worship, he fell. God gave Uzziah talents, wisdom, power. But Uzziah forgot where it all came from. He forgot God. And in doing so, he lost what mattered most. Let the story of Uzziah remind us, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. James 4:6. No matter how far we rise, may we always bow low before the one who lifts us up. His son ruled in his place. Uzziah had reigned for 52 years, but his story ended with a warning to generations. Power is a gift, but pride is a poison. Uzziah forgot the one who gave him strength. May we remember that it is God who raises up, and God who humbles. Closing screen. The Lord opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. James 4:6.